Good morning, everybody. Today we will move on to the next very important topic, that is design procedure of keys. In the last class, I talked about the keys. What do you mean by key, and where we can use this key? What is the importance of key, and types of keys? So types of keys are, those are from the subject point of view, sketch and explanation he will give. Those are sunk key, saddle key, feather key, woodruff key, and gib head key. Right? So these are 5 keys which are very important from the subject point of view. He may ask you any one keys, explain with a neat sketch sunk key, or explain with a neat sketch saddle key, like that. Okay, so after that, so we have to move on to the next, that is, if you want to solve a problem on keys, then definitely we should know what the equations we can use for solving the problems on key. So that's why I have taken the topic it as design procedure of key, and afterwards in this video only I will solve very first problem on key. So then you will come to know how easily we can solve this problem. Okay, so first let me talk about there are 2 cases from which the key may fail. Okay, key may fail, that is failure of a key on shearing stress. Failure of a key on shearing stress. Second one is failure of a key on compressive stress. Compressive stress, or I can take it as a crushing stress. So let me briefly draw the sketch of a key. So here, if you take this is a sunk key, and around that I would like to consider this as a coupling body, muff or a flange is there, which is used for holding the shaft. So why the key is provided? To make it a very firm contact of this shaft with the muff or the body which holds the shaft. Okay, so if I take this as a key, okay, so suppose if I draw the side view, here this key will be coming into picture. Okay, so this is a key. Here we have to talk about the design procedure. First case is the key may fail due to shearing stress. The key may fail due to shearing stress. So you can imagine how this key is undergoing for a shear. Shear means what? To cut. Shearing is something like a to cut it. Okay, so how it is taking place? As I told you earlier in the design of a shafts, whenever there is a rotation, whenever there is a rotary movement of a body, definitely that body may be under shear. As I said, suppose if you take example of a shaft, so this is rotating with a certain torque or RPM, this is rotating with a N in RPM, then what will happen? Some part of the shaft which is held between the coupling or any some part or bearing, so if it is rigid, if it is rotating, then what will happen? Some twisting may take place. So some twisting may take place, and here the shearing of the shaft is taking place. So therefore, as I said, if a shaft is undergoing for a definite shear, means the shaft and in between the muff body, a key is there. Along with the shaft, the key will also tend to go for shearing. So therefore, we have to take it as key will undergo for a shearing. Cutting may take place. So this is one method from which shearing of a key may take place, from which failure of the key happens. So similarly, one more concept from which the key may fail is due to compressive stress. So you may ask, compressive means it's nothing but a crushing. So crush means if a key is there, in between key on either sides, if two forces are acting on the key, firm forces, rigid forces are acting, definitely the key will be squeezed or compressed or crushed. So this may happen by looking at the sketch, a rough sketch I have drawn. If you take this as a front view, 1 minute. If I take this as a front view, here this key is present and it is a body of a muff. This is a shaft body. Okay, so during some vibration, so during the fluctuating load, what may happen? This may compress the key. So because of which what may happen, this key may be under crush. Suppose if you take this as an example, it's a body of a muff, this is a shaft body. In between these two, a key is placed so that during the fast movement, as I said, this shaft is rotating around more than 1000 rpm minimum. So during which what happens? During the fluctuating load, what will happen? This two bodies may crush the key and the key may collapse or the key may fail. So this is why we have to concentrate on during the design of a key. Two factors are considered. One is key may fail due to failure of a key may due to shearing stress and failure of a key due to crushing stress. So this is a theory part, and afterwards when we talk about the equations which are available for solving the problems along with the equations which are available in our data book. So this is the equation which we can use. Torque T is equals to half into width into length of a key into shear stress. So as I said, shear stress into diameter of a shaft. And don't try to remember this equation since a data handbook is used. Therefore, I would like to go with the equations which are used in data handbook so that our students can easily use that equations without by-hearting or without remembering. Okay, so here this equation you can use. T is equals to half into tau 1. He has taken it as a tau 1. So what do you mean by tau 1? You can refer in the index of a keys of a data handbook. B is a width, diameter, length. Okay, afterwards minus of something is there, you can ignore it. You don't try to take this, just this part you can take. Why? Because it is 1/9 part. Suppose if it is a 10 mm, minus of divided by 9 means what? 1 part among 9. Out of 9, only 1 part. So therefore, I will take it as I will not consider this. Therefore, you can ignore this part. So equation number is 4.5a and page number is 62. And afterwards, another is failure of a key on a compressive stress. Here the equation which I am using is T is equals to length into thickness into sigma c into diameter by 2. So that what happens? D L T sigma c 2 into 2 it becomes 4. So it is very similar to the equation which is available in the data book. That is 1 by 4. As I said, the 2 into 2 is nothing but 4. Sigma B1, it is sigma C which is available in the theory part. H, instead of H there is a T. D, diameter is also available and the length along with it. So this part you can avoid it. Why? Because 18, whatever this value is there, divided by 18 means out of 18, one part is considered, that should be subtracted from this main equation. Therefore, we can ignore it. Why? Because when I refer the standard textbook like R.S. Kurmi, there he has used only this part of the equation, he has ignored it. He has not considered. Therefore, you can take this as a reference, and in the next we will solve the problem on key. Okay, so take it down. So now we will solve one problem on a key. Please concentrate. I have taken this problem on from the question bank DT website. Okay, so 5th semester diploma automobile students. So in the question bank, the very first problem is this one. So it was asked in the year April 2018, April-May 2018 it was asked. So let me read out the problem briefly. Design the rectangular key for a shaft of 50 mm diameter. The shearing and crushing stresses for the key material are 42 MPa and 70 MPa. So let me write the given data. He says design a rectangular key. Design a rectangular key. So in the design of a rectangular key means what? We have to determine the length and breadth and width. I can afterwards I will write. Okay. So how it is denoted? Breadth and width are denoted by some letters. So later I will decide. So shaft of diameter is given. Shaft diameter is 50 mm, right? And then shearing stress. So I will write later how it is denoted by a letter. Okay. So 42 MPa, which is equals to 42 mega Newton per meter square, and crushing stress. Crushing stress is 70 MPa. 70 MPa means 70 mega Newton per meter square. So now straight away I will take the data handbook of page number chapter number 4. In the data handbook chapter number 4, page number 61. So you go through the index which is given very first, that is symbols and description and units. So width of a key is taken as B, correct? So we have to calculate this width B, and then diameter of a shaft is taken as D. Diameter of a shaft is taken as D, and then H, thickness of key. H is thickness of key. H is taken as thickness of key, and L is taken as length of a key. Small l is taken as length of key. So these are the three parameters which you have to calculate. These are the three parameters which you have to calculate. And T is taken as torque, and then sigma B1 is taken as a normal bearing stress at the danger point, and the unit is meganewton per meter square. Tau 1 is taken as nominal shear stress at the dangerous point in the meganewton per meter square. Let us move on to the next page, that is in page number 62. The sketch is available for a rectangular key. You are asked to determine the parameters, design the rectangular key. So in a rectangular key, suppose this is a shaft. Please concentrate. It's a shaft where key is used. So that what we can take this as a B. Actually it's a breadth, and it has a H. Thickness you can take it as H. And along with that we have to determine the length. Here this becomes a length. This is a length. Okay, so if you take a three-dimensional view, so it's a shaft. This is a shaft. Are you getting what I am saying? So this is a overall sketch of a rectangular key. So let me erase this part, because I need to cover the problems in this area only. So what we will do, first we will try to determine the equation value, that is length of a key. So straight away I will go for solution part I will go. So what equation I can use? First I said the key is under shear. So what equation I can use? T is equals to half into tau into B D L. So this equation number is 4.5a. Page number is 62. Is that right? Correct? So in this we have to think tau 1 is available. Whether it's tau 1 is available, shearing stress is available. Correct? It's a sigma B1. So this is a sigma B1. Tau 1 is available. So whether B, D, L are provided. So you have to calculate ultimately length. BD is provided, diameter is provided. Whether B is provided, width of a key is provided. No. Have you given you the torque value? It is also not been provided. So if torque is not provided and power and N is also not available, then how will you calculate the value of T? How to calculate this T first? So before that, we can take for shaft dia D 50 mm. For shaft dia 50 mm, you can refer the table, one table which is available in the key part only, that is page number 69. You open the page number 69. Page number 69. Table number 4.1. Page number is 69. B and H values are given for a shaft of diameter. See, in the horizontal, in the landscape view you can check for shaft diameters above and up to. We can take it as 50 to 58 range. 50 to 58 range you can take. What is the value of B and H we can take below? Key cross section width B, height H. For 50 to 58, see like this it is provided. 50 to 58, below that one value is available B. Let's ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ? What is the value of B? 16 mm and H is 10 mm, right? So this is what we have to refer the table. It is very important factor while solving the problem. Now B is known to you, diameter is given, tau 1 is also given. What about T? Has it been given? No, it is not been given. Therefore, again we can make some side calculation to determine the value of T. If diameter of a shaft is given, can't you determine the value of a torque? So for that purpose you have to refer the equations used in the design of a shaft. Design of a shaft you open. What is the page number? 49 I think. In that you are having the equation number tau is equals to 16t upon pi d cube. Is that right? Equation number 3.1, page number is 50. Is that available? So here T is to be determined, tau is given, diameter is given. It's a equation used in shaft. As you know that in keys, shaft parameters are also important because shaft is having or it's a holding the key here. Therefore, what I can take, this T I can rearrange it. T I will keep here only. Pi into d cube will go to here on the numerator side upon 16. Is that right? Correct? Howda? So I can write T is equals to. So this T is equals to what? Tau into pi d cube upon 16. On the right hand side I will substitute the values. If space is available in your notebook, you can go by substituting the values on the bottom side. Okay. Now I will substitute the values. Tau is given for a shaft. There. It is 42, right? 42 multiplied by pi multiplied by d is also given 50 cube upon 16, and get me the value of a torque fast. Get me the value of torque then. Madi bega. Calculate it fast. So answer is 1.03 into 10 raised to 6 unit is Newton's mm. It is also available in the dotted book. Correct? So this value you can substitute here as 1.03 into 10 raised to 6 is equals to 1 by 2 into tau 1 is given as 42, right? B is how much? 16 and dia is 50 multiplied by L. Correct? So this L value you can determine. L is here on the right hand side. This should go to the numerator 1.03 into 10 raised to 6 multiplied by 2. Correct? And what about this part? Should go to the denominator side. 42 multiplied by 16 into 50. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. L is how much you are getting L value ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? L is ನೋಡಿ here L is there on the right hand side. This multiplication becomes divide and divide becomes multiplied, cross multiply, that's all. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 60. Okay, very good. 60 1.30. What is the unit? mm, right? So this is one value, this is one part. Okay, so second we have to go for using the equation, that is page number. Torque is equals to 1/4 into sigma b1 into HDL. What equation you can use here? What equation you can use? 4.4b, 4.4b, correct? 4.4b, and page number is 62. Now you can substitute the values and get me the value of diameter. Value of diameter you can substitute. Torque is how much? 1.03 into 10 raised to 6, 1/4. Sigma b1 you substitute. What is that? 72. Multiplied by what is the value of h? 10. What is the value of diameter? 50. And length. In this case also we have to calculate the value of a length of a shaft. So this L is on the right hand side, correct? I will keep it on the right hand side only, and rest of the things like these are product multiplied with L. 4 is divided by L, correct? It goes to the left hand side of equal sign, becomes multiplication. 1.03 into 10 raised to 6 multiplied by 4 upon 72 into 10 into 50, and get me the value of L here. Fatafat. 114 banta. Check. 117. Yakant ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ why? Because 1.03, if you take 2 or more digits, then definitely you will get a different answer. No problem at all. 70. 70. Sorry. 70 it is 70. 117.71, correct? 117.71 mm. So the problem is over. Two values of L you got. There are two values. One is 61, one is 117. Which length of a key you will prefer in your problem? Then take larger value of L, as L is equals to 117.71 mm. 117.7 mm, and you can refer the table number 4.1 there. 4.1 for standard length of a key. Standard length of a key is available in your data book, that is standard length of a key, whether it is available on the bottommost minimum and maximum values. What is the length? 117 is available in 28 to 140, correct? 28 to 140. 28 to 140. You can take it as 140. L is equals to 140 mm, for which you can write the table number. Table number is 4.1. Page number is 69. This is the answer. So always remember, in the keys he may be giving you the value of a diameter, from which you have to determine B and H, and after that you have to determine the length by considering shearing stress, length by considering the crushing stress, and afterwards, after getting two values of L, you have to decide which answer of a L I have to select. So normally we are going with the higher value of a length to be in a safer side. So this is a problem. So you can take a benefit of this video and practice on your notes. Thank you.